What's up, guys? I was kind of just fucking driving around practicing singing, and I was like thinking about like why I do stuff and like some of the, the subconscious mechanisms that go in behind that work in the background while I'm not really paying attention that like influence my decisions. And I realized like going back, like the trauma that I have from school influences the way that I want to be perceived by the world. Like, I was bullied here and there, but what was really traumatizing to me in the school system is, I never felt like I was smart. I feel like when you go to school, you're supposed to learn how to love. You're supposed to learn how to love learning, right? But school only ever taught me how to resent learning. Like, I thought learning about shit I didn't give a fuck about was the most infuriating thing, because every time I tried to learn about it, I just felt stupid. And it made me feel small mentally. And then I realized like how much that influences like the way I do things now, where like even if like I don't recognize it, I'm doing things because I want to be perceived as like intelligent to some extent, because I'm like trying to compensate for feeling stupid in my youth. And I don't know, like even when like I would learn, like I would get a grasp on something in school, it would be temporary, because by the time I learned it and I like learned to love learning, or I was just like kind of like, embracing that I learned something new, boom, we were on to the next thing. And then I was like, well, now I'm back to feeling stupid again. And like, I don't know, I guess maybe I needed like extra attention and time for me to like, fully embrace the way the school system teaches, or maybe it was just never really meant for me. It just feels like a giant fucking machine, to be honest. I guess it is. Like I said, I finished watching The Wire, and one of the lines that stuck out to me in The Wire, because this takes place in like the early 2000s, which is when I was in school. So when they were showing like the classrooms and stuff and like the textbooks and all that, it was really nostalgic to me in like a both good and bad way. But a line that stuck out to me is, we're not teaching these kids to learn. We're teaching them to take tests. And I was like, damn. Yeah. I don't know if it's still like that. It probably is, because, that's largely, the tests are what give the school's funding, like depending upon how many students are passing to the next grades and shit. I'm pretty sure that's still how it is. I don't know. But, I don't know. That shit was like, it's kind of like eye-opening. And it made me like look back on that part of my life, I guess. But I was watching this debate between, what the fuck is his name? Richard Wolff and something Epstein. Not fucking Jeffrey Epstein. But Epstein, the dude said something like, don't let school hold you back from getting an education. And I didn't like start to learn how to love learning until I got out of school and I started actually learning about things that were genuinely interesting to me. And that's like really hard, because eventually I would like to have children, and I'm like, man, they have to go through that shit. They have to go through the whole school system. They have to get a degree. They have to get a diploma or whatever, because that's the way society works. Like, you have to have a diploma or you literally can't do anything, or a GED. And it's like, what, dude? Man, looking back on like my school years, that shit was like mad depressing. No cap. Damn. I don't know, it's just kind of fucking baffling to me that my generation and the generation coming forth has so much access to so much information, and they use it for bullshit. They don't use it to learn about things that are like important. They use it to, for the most part, they use it to distract themselves from bullshit. It's good to have a healthy dose of escapism, to indulge in entertainment. But to what end? When that's like all you do. You're always like scrolling through TikTok, you're always scrolling through Instagram, you're always fucking this, you're always doing that, but you're not actually engaging in anything that's mentally challenging you. Man. And then you have conversations with these people and you just see how lost they are, and it's so depressing, because they're so uneducated, and they don't even care about being educated. They like to believe that they would care about being educated, but their actions prove otherwise. I think probably the scariest thing is the use of the use and spread of misinformation as propaganda. That's my biggest fear, because I fall in pitfall of that many a times where I put my faith or my ideologies into things that are just fundamentally flawed, but I was emotionally or mentally inept at the time to really understand what I was getting myself into. And then, I eventually found my way out of it. Like, there's these different cult-like fucking philosophies and ideologies out there. And, there's good to everything and there's bad to everything. I don't know. It's hard to say. Everything's just a giant gray area. But school teaches you to see everything in black and white. But it's like, no, the world is full of color. There's so many different perspectives. And, I don't know. It's just hard for me to mentally engage with people that see things in black and white perspectives. It's like, oh, this bad, this good. I don't know, man. I just find it exceedingly rare in my experience to find people that genuinely want to better themselves. It's like, yeah, I want to, I'm smart. I love myself. I want to be more educated. And then, saying those things is nice, but to actually put in the work to, like, live vicariously through those statements, I just don't see it very often. I know it exists, but in my experience, like I said, I don't see it very often, if like ever at all. And when I do encounter it, it's like encountering gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like, whoa, I knew following this fucking lifestyle would be worth it, but then it's temporary because, there's still so many things within myself that I've yet to even bring to light or come to understand. And it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just learning to love the process of growing and evolving and learning. Not becoming stagnant. Fuck that.